Welcome to WNEN. Is with great pleasure that we going to bring to you another Decision Kearny. With great pleasure, I'd like to introduce my guests today. Mayor Carol Jean Doyle. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
It's my pleasure, Ricky. It's good to be here, and I want to thank WNM for inviting us so that we can talk about Kearny and the solutions, and I'm happy to be here with my team. I've been a councilwoman for 27 years and mayor for 2, and I think I'm making a difference, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. From the first ward, we have Maritrine de Castro. Maritrine, boa noite.
Boa noite, Ricky. Obrigada pelo seu convite. É um prazer para estar aqui com vocês hoje. Eu sou Maritrine, sou representante vereadora do primeiro bairro de Kearny. Já estou a servir 10 anos e é com muito orgulho para continuar para servir a nossa comunidade.
Thank you, Maritrine. From the second ward, my friend João Rodrigues. How are you, João?
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Obrigado pelo convite. O meu nome é José Rodrigues, sou vereador em Kearny desde janeiro 21, quando foi nomeado. Vivo na cidade de Kearny há 28 anos com a minha família e tive esta oportunidade de começar a ter um bocado de experiência de ser vereador em Kearny. Nós queremos ver um Kearny melhor com o que nós temos agora e andar para a frente com o nosso projeto.
Thank you, Joe. From the third ward, we have Fred Stebbs. Fred, muito boa noite também. Welcome here.
Muito boa noite e muito boa noite a todos. Eu sou o Councilman Fred Esteves, já sou Councilman há um ano e eu este ano quero ser reeleitado como Councilman para 4 anos que vem. Eu já vivo em Kearny há 46 anos e já participo em política há 25 anos ou mais e eu quero continuar e quero ajudar o povo. Como muitos de vocês sabem, eu tenho batido às portas e falado com vocês e ouvir os vossos problemas e eu quero ser a voz mais grande no Town Hall para vocês. Muito obrigado.
Thank you, Fred. And from the fourth ward, we had Jerry Faciro. Jerry, I'm not going to ask you to speak in Portuguese.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for having us here today. My name is Jerry Facito. I'm a councilman in the 4th Ward of Kearny. I've been the councilman for 6 years. I'm a retired school teacher. Went through the Kearny schools, became a school teacher in Kearny, proudly retired a few years ago. I still teach at Stevens Institute of Technology. I'm the band director there. And I try to work very hard for our residents of Kearny, the seniors, and the children, and our veterans.
Thank you, Jerry. Let me put the rules for this conversation that we're going to have here. We have 5 topics that Kearny residents bring to our attention. 5 topics that Mayor Doyle will be able to speak about. And then we have a question for each one of the candidates that they will be able to elaborate regarding the most important topics in their specific ward. The topics that were selected is parking, budget and taxes, also the Kearny Avenue corridor, public safety and quality of life, and flooding issues, infrastructure. The conversation is going to be held in English. I will allow every one of the candidates, if they decided to speak in Portuguese, in Spanish. That's why we are WNEN, where we can speak in multiple languages. But the questions for sure will be done in English to make sure that we have a fair correct approach to everyone. We're going to start with Mayor Doyle. Mayor, let's talk about parking. Is parking an issue in Kearny?
Parking is an issue in Kearny. It's been an issue for 30 years. When I became mayor, I had a meeting, 5 different wards, to discuss parking. Prior to that, we had a study, a parking study. One cost $11,000. The second parking study cost $25,000. Between the 5 meetings, we came up with the same thing, that we don't have enough road space for all the vehicles. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But what we've tried to do is address those issues. I appointed Mary Trine to be the parking chairperson, and I'm going to let her talk about what she's done at her end, trying to meet those issues. We have had a very successful permit parking over at Sanford Avenue, Radley and Ann Street, and it's been very successful. And I announced at the council meeting last week that we are going to try to do that now at the southern end, but at the opposite end at the First Ward. So we're going to try that parking permit. Since it was successful, I had the police chief come up and explain to the residents that it was successful, and it's calmed down a lot. Do we still have enough parking? Absolutely not, but we're trying to address that.
Another question that was brought to our attention was the budget and the property taxes. You know, as we know, is a situation that come across every single town in Newark, in Kearny, Harrison. Where we are as far as taxes and budget?
Okay, so our taxes have gone up roughly $142 per family. And so taxes have gone up absolutely in all the surrounding areas. What we've tried to do is hold the bottom line. And there's some things that we can't hold. And some of it are contractual. We have medical, it went up 37%. We have others that we have no control over. What we do have control over, we have held the line on that. And still, I mean, just even food shopping, what someone paid $70 for, they're now paying $100 for. So we are addressing it. We're well aware of it. We've been accused of taking all of our surplus and all of our reserves. The surplus is there for emergencies, and we have used some of our surplus, but we didn't deplete it. And I always say this, when my CFO tells me we're in trouble, I'm going to believe it. We're not in trouble. We are in a good place. We have some revenue that's coming in. We have additional revenue coming in. I know we've been talking about pilots. I don't know if that comes up in any of your conversations, but I voted for one pilot, and a pilot, I think, payment in lieu of taxes. I think it's really important to get business started, and once it's started, I don't think we need pilots, so I have voted no consistently. So that's another issue that's been brought up for financing. We did agree to pay 5% to the schools, so they're still getting their share.
The third question has to do with the business district. We're talking about Kearny Avenue, you know, an important corridor. Any plans?
Yeah,
what do you
well,
think that needs to be done, or what was done so far to fix some of the challenges?
So under my leadership, we hired Linda Kraus-Diesa, and she and her staff have gone to the small businesses. We've had a lot of small restaurants open up on Kearny, some small businesses. We have a brand new store that's opening up right down towards the end of Kearny. So we've had a lot of ribbon cuttings and encouraged people to come on Kearny Avenue. The other corridor we've talked about is Midland Avenue, and we have the UEZ funding. We got the final approval. There's going to be a whole makeover on Midland Avenue and all the businesses there. So we're very excited about that. I think it's up and coming, and between the hometown hero banners, we had that. We have the Scarecrow event this week by the UEZ. There are 60 residents that volunteered to put scarecrows up. In fact, I dressed as a scarecrow for Halloween to encourage people to vote for their scarecrow on the polls. So there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of walking on the Kearny Avenue. We've encouraged that, going into the small stores for coffee and lunch, and I think we've come a long way.
One of the questions that I'd like to do a follow-up, a lot of business say that, you know, it becomes easier to open up a business, but still some roadblocks. Exactly what is being done to mitigate that situation?
Ricky, I'm glad you brought that up. We have, when I became the mayor, I had a lot of complaints, just what you're talking about. We just now put together a month ago, it's called Kickstart Kearny, and it's for your business. It has each item where you go first, whether you go to the police department, the fire department, the health department, it's all lined out, and we gave it to the realtors so that when someone does come in for a business, they have this pamphlet now that they can go step by step. And I'm so proud of that, because that was one of the things that I had asked to have done, and Linda has put that together, and we just approved it at our last UEZ meeting.
Let's move forward to the fourth topic, public safety, quality of life. For sure, the quality of life is related to so many issues, but can you tell us where we are as far as public safety? Lately, we see some news, but come across, not only in Kearny, in other towns. Is Kearny a safe place to live?
It certainly is. I'm so proud of our police department. We're located between Jersey City and Newark, as you know. So that's a difficult situation to begin with. But I feel that we are safe. We've taken into consideration our pedestrians. We just had on Passaic Avenue, through the help of Craig Guy, our county executive, to put in a safety light there for crossing on Passaic Avenue. There was a little dog that was hit there with a resident crossing a few months ago, and we did fast action, and we have the cross light there. We also have one on Kearny Avenue now. We had a lot of complaints with our Board of Health building and our Scout building, people coming across with the daycare. So we just put in those safety issues right now. So we have 2 great crosswalks now, making it safe for our residents. We keep the table of organization up to par for both the police and the fire department. And, I walk around at night, I feel very safe. We did have a couple of incidences, and our police department was right on it, and they resolved it. So I'm very happy with our police department and all of our departments. I feel very safe in Kearny.
As far as quality of life, can you tell us what is in your mind to make sure that everything is taken in perspective to meet the needs of the residents?
So one of my feelings all the years I'm in Kearny was diversity. And there were some ethnic groups that didn't feel they were part of Kearny. They felt isolated. So what did we do? We have flag raisings for every group that asks us, whether it be Ecuador, Puerto Rico, Peruvian. It doesn't make any difference if they want a flag raising. We've done that to make them part of our community. We have a senior citizen meeting. They meet 3 times a week. And again, our Portuguese-Spanish community felt a little isolated. We now have a Friday group where they come and meet, and they have a lot of fun. I try to make my lunch hour with them. They have dancing, singing. They don't stop. They celebrate all the time. So that was one of my missions, to make us one, not separated. And I think we've come a really long way.
The last topic that I have for you before we move on to all the candidates has to do with flooding issues, infrastructure issues, something that is similar in the town, that every day get new people, new needs. Where we are, what you have done, and more important, if we look towards the future, where we can expect it.
Okay, I don't want to take the thunder away from 2 of the council people, because I know they're going to talk about it because it's precisely in their ward. But in East Midland Estates, down by Gunnell Oval, there are some issues. It butts up next to the Hackey and Franks Creek. And then over in the 2nd ward, I know that Jose is going to talk about that. We have a pump station there. It's almost completed. We've worked really hard on that, and we have allocated a lot of money to make that situation livable. Right now, they're getting ready to hook up to the sewer lines, so that should alleviate a lot of the problems that they've had. And so again, it's ward by ward, but certainly we're all joining on the same page, our team, to make it work.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to go back to you for final remarks, for sure. Let's go to the first ward, Maritrin de Castro. I believe that is your first time here, so welcome once again. Maritrin, what are the biggest challenges that the first ward is facing, and what do you think that needs to be done to overturn that?
Well, por acasamento, falámos já sobre os estacionamentos e falta de estacionamentos no primeiro bairro é muito alto. É um problema que já existe já há muitos anos atrás. Os residentes, desde 1960, diz, até esse tempo também não tinha parqueio, os carros eram maiores, agora os carros são pequenos,
mais
depois
pequenos,
mais
não?
pequenos, e agora temos problema, ainda mais problema. Assim, nós estamos aqui para ouvir e tentar o melhor possível, sem querer arranjar 100% a solução, mas nunca sempre vai ser assim 100% de solução, mas estamos aqui para aliviar. E assim encontramos as melhores maneiras para apresentar e para fazer efeito, para aliviar e para os nossos residentes e a comunidade. Só agora, a princípio, assim que a Mayor Doyle estava a falar sobre os reuniões que nós tivemos entre a comunidade, e cada bairro foi representado por uma reunião nesse bairro. E muitos era assim que primeiro era os caminhonetes comerciais chegam e ficam lá à noite, e depois os residentes chegam a casa e não tinha estacionamento. Só com a Mayor Doyle e apoiar do Council, nós arranjamos, assim temos uma lei sobre commercial vehicles para não estacionar depois das 7 horas. Assim alivia mais os residentes quando chegam à casa de trabalho para ter esse estacionamento. Bom, não vai ser 100% a solução, mas estamos a tratar e trabalhar junto para aliviar. Também abrir os parqueios, os estacionamentos, os parking lots municipais, e também trabalhar com o condado de Hudson County e o County Executive Craig Guy e nós commissioners, e abrimos também o parking lá, estacionamento do West Hudson Park overnight. So overnight free parking, no permit, para aliviar, e é uma solução não só para Kearny, mas também os residentes de West Hudson, de East Newark e Harrison. Nunca estava feito, mas estava lá o estacionamento, mas só ter a conversa com o condado e ter essa partnership com o county e trabalhar assim com a Mayor Doyle, ficou de Mayor, fomos lá, falamos e abrimos a oportunidade para os residentes, não só de Kearny, mas do condado, que também o problema de estacionamentos é de Kearny, Harrison e East Newark, a maior parte das comunidades à volta de Kearny. Estamos aqui para tentar e continuar a trabalhar para aliviar o problema de estacionamento. Outra coisa que nós estamos a trabalhar no nosso primeiro bairro é o Departamento de Saúde. Desde a Covid, no primeiro bairro, muitas famílias precisavam ajuda de saúde, de recursos de saúde, de seguro, de alimentos, e desde essa parte pensávamos que o Covid já terminou e ia estar tudo 100%, regressar a tudo perfeito. Mas infelizmente tem a nossa comunidade que sim precisa de ajuda, e a ajuda que está presente na nossa comunidade. Muitas vezes os residentes tiveram que ir para Jersey City para aplicar para essa ajuda de assistência, mas agora com a Mayor Doyle, nós agora temos a representante do condado de Hudson que vem a Kearny 4 dias a semana para ajudar e com esse processo de ajuda de casa, de seguros, de alimentos. Está mesmo os recursos são mesmo na nossa cidade, para a nossa comunidade. E agora, ao fim deste ano, vamos abrir o Health Department Annex. É um prédio que vai estar no primeiro bairro para apoiar a nossa comunidade do primeiro bairro e as famílias. E assim, os mesmos serviços que temos no Main Department, Health Department, na Kearny Avenue, que é mais para o terceiro bairro, agora vai estar mesmo presente no primeiro bairro, com muitas famílias que precisam desses recursos e assistentes de serviços de saúde.
Thank you, Mary Trin. Let's move forward to the second ward. Joe, what you think that is the most important issues or challenge that you need to fix or help to fix in order to improve the overall life of Kearny residents?
Second ward has a lot of residents that speak Spanish, so this one I'm going to respond in Spanish. So el segundo barrio de de Kearny, hay muchos residentes que hablan español, por lo tanto voy a hablar español un poquito. Por lo tanto, la seguridad del pueblo es una cosa más importante que para mí pienso que existe. Nosotros en la escuela de Roosevelt conseguimos, este año fue el primer año que conseguimos hacer un programa con ayuda con Hudson County, también de Kearny, donde los padres consiguen dejar a los hijos en un local seguro de la escuela. Entran por una calle, salen por Skylar Avenue y pueden dejar a los hijos y seguir su camino. Son los niños no están atravesando la calle, no están paseando por la calle solitos y ya cuando salen del coche ya salen dentro de la propiedad de la escuela. Número uno. Número dos, como se habla, mucha gente está hablando sobre parqueo. En el segundo barrio estamos a hablar con una organización que en este momento no sé si podemos hablar de quién es o no, pero tiene un parqueo muy grande. Y nos estamos hablando con ellos a ver si les conseguimos poner ahí algún número de espacios para aliviar el problema del parqueo. Otro también es apartamentos ilegales. Hay muchos apartamentos ilegales que tenemos que no sabemos más o menos dónde muchos están, más tenemos que hacer algo sobre eso. También Airbnb, que es una cosa que ya existe un orden donde es ilegal, pero no sabemos que existe ahí dentro de la ciudad. Eso todo hace parte del problema del parqueo también. No sé cómo dice en español, flooding. Flooding.
Good question. I don't know.
Sobre el flooding.
Ancient.
La ciudad ya gastó mucho dinero y con muchos proyectos con las bombas para sacar agua de Kearny. En este momento hubo un problema en Devon Terrace, donde los ahora tuvieron que esperar unos meses y ellos continuaron ahora con ese proyecto otra vez para poner a bomba por causa del flooding. Sanford Avenue, donde un proyecto de 8.700.000 más o menos, ya gastaron como 6 millones ahí. Están ahora en una parte de construir el bomba de saneamiento por causa del problema de flooding, que a veces había casas que cuando había mucha lluvia, había saneamiento que entraba dentro de casa. Eso va a evitar que eso acontezca. En ese momento, ellos comenzaron otra vez con la bomba y después cuando la bomba esté listo, ellos van a venir para atrás y ligar las casas, los tubos que están nuevos y recalcitar la calle para poder terminar con ese proyecto. La seguridad de las personas también es muy importante, por eso yo pienso que nosotros tenemos que dar mucho apoyo a la policía. Kearny tiene un departamento de policía excelente. Son ellos, quien maneja, por ejemplo, por Kearny Avenue, sabe muy bien que si el carro está double park, pues está a buscar comida o algo así, y ellos no están ahí luego dando ticket, ellos tocan para las personas mover el carro. La policía es muy tensiosa, más o menos tiempo muy rápido. Como cualquier otra ciudad, nosotros tenemos problemas como cualquier otra ciudad puede tener, ninguna ciudad crime free, por tanto que nosotros queríamos que sería menos. Y la policía actúa muy rápido, por tanto es una cosa que es muy importante, tenemos que dar apoyo a la policía, como la policía tiene que dar apoyo al pueblo. ¿Qué más? A tanta cosa hay. Harvey Field también ya fue terminado también, por los niños poderem jugar, tienen varios campos para jugar en la pelota, béisbol, fútbol, varios campos para poder entrenar. Por eso, por enquanto, y todo aquilo que es necesario, cuando yo hablo con las personas y toco el timbre, toco la puerta, doy siempre mi tarjeta con mi número de teléfono para ellos me poderem llamar. Y cualquier problema que necesitan una ayuda, es solo llamar y yo intento hacer aquilo que puedo para ayudar al pueblo.
Thank you, Joe. We're going to move to the third ward, Fred Esteves. Thank you for being here. Exactly the same question, where we are on the third ward, what we need, what was done, more important, let's look forward towards the future, what is in your mind to fix the needs.
It's not so much what's on my mind, but during my campaign last year as well as this year, the people, the voters that I spoke to, they all told me what their problems were. And I'm the type of person that I will accept what they tell me, and I will try to become the big voice in the town hall for them. So the biggest thing that they mentioned was parking. That's number one. So parking basically is a problem around town. And as they already mentioned, some of the solutions that we're working on, and the third word is a little bit harder because we don't have any commercial areas or companies that have parking that we would be able to make a deal with them. So it's a little bit more difficult. However, as Joe mentioned, he touched base on the illegal apartments as well as the Airbnb and other companies that that bring in additional people to town, that we really, in reality, we have ordinances against it, and they really shouldn't be. And I think we have to become a little tougher on that in order to make a little improvement. So we're talking about an improvement. It's not going to solve the problem completely. The other thing I should mention is from last year, and I'm proud that Urban Enterprise Zone was involved in spending a lot of money, not only on the businesses itself, in giving loans to business. You were mentioning before what we're doing for someone that wants to come in and set up a business. Well, Urban Enterprise Zone has a loan, or had, I don't know where they stand now, where we would give them a loan and they would pay us a very small percentage of interest. So it was beneficial for them, because if they actually went to a bank, they would be paying a lot more money. And then, of course, we're kind of flexible. If somehow the business is not producing, and especially the first 5 years, right? We would be a little soft on them, and we would let them slide until, give them a chance until they recuperate. So those are the things that are going in my ward. Additionally, I think the Doyle Park, we fixed it up and we have a walkway where people can go there and exercise. So we see more activity from the manor section especially, where people, if they want to exercise, now they have a space to do so for the adults. And additionally, this year we're fixing the little kids park, also nearby in the manor section. So we're doing a lot for that. Although people did not complain too much about that and didn't mention much, but I think they do appreciate it anyway. I did have a couple of people this year that mentioned it to me, and they thanked me. It was last year when I was walking with Carol Jean Doyle that one person mentioned that there was an unsafe area in the kids' park, and we got it fixed, so we were able to get it done right away. So we're people of solution. We don't come here to complain about things like our opponents do. They have no solutions, but we act and we have the solutions, and we listen to the public, and we try to make them happy by acting on solutions to their problems.
Thank you, Fred. Let's move on to the fourth word. Jerry, exactly the same question. What are the challenges, if is any, and more important, what do you think that needs to be done to overturn that?
Thank you, sir. In the fourth ward, one of the problems that exist and have existed for years was maybe flooding east of Schuyler Avenue and down in the East Midland area. So in that area, at the bottom of East Midland, it's tied to the Kearny Marsh. And with the increased levels in the marsh, we lose a little bit of capacity in the pipes. So what we've done to add some relief to that situation is we tied that drainage to the Gunnell Oval pump station and storage. And with that, the low end, the south area of Gunnell Oval, with the input from the residents in that area, we've left that area low to increase the storage in that area. Together, by tying that drainage and leaving that low, they've been experienced great relief from the flooding. Now, when we resurface, and that's coming up, resurfacing East Midland, we're going to tie more of that drainage to the pump station and storage area at Gunnell Oval, and that will add even more relief to that area. Now that whole project was probably around $750,000 to do that tying. But over the years, and I'm not just saying right now, but over the years, the town has invested about $30 million to provide relief in that area for the flooding areas east of Schuyler Avenue. And there's plans for more grants to continue to try to provide relief in that area. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the quality of life and public safety, if I may. We have a marvelous police department, and through grants, they were able to attain drones, and drones that are used not only by our municipal police department, but others have gained access through our police department. And these drones have not only caught criminals within minutes and hours, but they found individuals who, possibly with Alzheimer's or dementia, were lost, and they were able to locate these people with these drones. So an investment in public safety continues, and we want to give every option to and every tool to all of our departments. I know they were able to use those drones to send in to a building to make sure there were no people and victims in there before sending in firefighters. So through grants, we're able to do these things. And we have an alert, very resourceful police department. Another tool they were able to obtain through no taxpayer dollars, and I want to repeat, through no taxpayer dollars, they got a mobile command center that was literally brand new from the United States Air Force. The engine looked like it was in a showroom, and it was completely outfitted with cameras and other devices to use so that our police department, if having a situation in inclement weather, would be able to have phone access, conference area, and be able to, and computer and satellite services. And they were able to obtain this through no taxpayer dollars. They got it all through forfeiture funds. So our department is, and not only the police department, the fire department, our DPW are very resourceful and creative when it comes to obtaining equipment. And we want our departments to have the best tools to do their jobs. And that will improve the quality of life in Kearny.
Thank you, Jerry. At this moment, I'd like to say thank you for you at home. I hope that you are enjoying this conversation. We have about 5 minutes left, where I'm going to go back to Mayor Doyle. Mayor, a trivial question: what are the expectations, and more important, your message for residents in Kearny?
Well, I think by listening to the 4 candidates here, as well as myself, you know that we are on the firing line. We work every day, not just at campaign time, and I think that each one of them covered a lot of the bases. I can understand a little Portuguese, but not all. But I am so proud of that. Going forward, we're looking, of course, at the taxes. We're looking at more grant money. Each one has alluded to that. Checking on the flooding, quality of life, more activities in our community. And I feel that we have worked really hard to be where we are today. And I would see us going forward with the same enthusiasm.
Thank you, Mayor. Maritrin de Castro, your final remarks.
Thank you, Ricky. I want to thank you. Obrigada por ter o convite, a presença aqui. É um orgulho, um prazer estar aqui presente. Obrigada por os viewers por estar presente conosco. E é só para... sou muito orgulhosa de ser luso-americana e ser já mais de 50 anos que a minha família está em Kearny. E não é só casa, não é comunidade, e Kearny é mais coração. E estamos aqui juntos com a Mayor Doyle, trabalhar juntos para mover o Kearny para frente e só unidos podemos fazer isso. E conjunto também com o Condado e o Estado. Os representantes temos uma conexão e estão muito presentes em Kearny para os grants que dão apoio para a Kearny e ajuda muito para aliviar os programas e os edifícios. O Departamento de Saúde que está construído é 100% funded para o County Funds. Só com essa ajuda podemos ajudar a nossa comunidade com a nossa conexão e partnership com os representantes do Condado e do Estado. Sou obrigada para continuar, agradeço e a sua voz é o seu voto. Sou obrigada pelo seu apoio. Thank you.
Thank you, Maritrin. Joe?
Obrigado.
José Rodrigues.
José Rodrigues, então. Agora vai ser em português. Kearny é uma cidade perfeita? Não, não é. Nenhuma é. Mas Kearny continua a ser uma cidade muito segura, uma cidade limpa, uma cidade onde o vizinho conhece o vizinho. Já teve vizinhos portugueses, brasileiros, espanhóis, todas as outras comunidades e os meus vizinhos sempre souberam que eles podiam contar comigo, como eu também podia contar com eles. Eu acho que isso é uma coisa muito importante, é ter uma cidade que seja segura para nossas crianças, para nós mesmos, e uma cidade que seja... a cidade de Kearny tem muitos serviços que existem para as pessoas, como as pessoas idosas, as crianças, a parte da recreação, da Recreation Department, está agora a falhar em português.
Departamento Recreativo.
Recreativo, não recriação. Portanto, Kearny tem muito programa. E se houver pessoas que nos estão a ver e precisam de ajuda com alguma coisa, chamar a cidade, chamar o Town Hall, e existe o Departamento de Saúde, como a Councilwoman Mary Train de Castro falou, a cidade tem muito resources para poder ajudar as pessoas. E, portanto, quem quer ver a Kearny andar para a frente, votem pelas pessoas que vocês acham que possa fazer um Kearny melhor e mais seguro para todos os residentes.
Thank you, José Rodrigues. Fred?
Muito obrigado, Ricky. Eu vou continuar a ser a mesma pessoa, de os ouvir e de os representar da maneira que vocês querem. Eu quero fazer o Kearny um lugar melhor, um lugar que seja safe e que seja o melhor para as vossas crianças. E eu penso que se todos nós pensamos desta maneira, e nós vamos para a frente. Aqueles que querem complicar e não têm soluções, eu penso que esses não vão fazer nada por vocês. Portanto, muito obrigado por este tempo, Ricky, e até a próxima.
Thank you, Fred. Jerry?
Thank you, sir, for having us again this evening. I want to say to all of you, thank you for your support that you give the mayor and the rest of the council here, because you know that we work very hard each and every day to provide a safe and clean Kearny. And I pledge to you all that we will continue to work hard each and every day to make this, our community, clean, safe, and a great place to live.
Thank you, Jerry. I'd like once again to say thank you to Maritrin, José Rodrigues, Mayor Doyle, Fred Stibbs, and Jerry Facido for you guys to being here. Wish you the best of the luck.
Thank you.
The elections are 1 week from tomorrow. And again, Decision Kearny, you at home, make your decision. Have a great night.
Cool.